guys, and welcome to Film Learnin Masterclass, where we talk about all things production related, and who knows, I might just learn you good in the process. Today, we're talking about lighting. Last week we talked about shot composition, and one of the ways we can compose a shot is by lighting it in a certain way. Say you want to make something stand out like our Thor hammer example last week, or have a natural lens flare. This can all be achieved with lighting. So let's start with an example. This shot right here, the one I'm in right now. How many lights do you think are on me? I'll give you a moment to guess. If you guessed 4, you're right. I actually have 2 bank lights on the roof to act as fill lights. I have a stripped down softbox as a backlight and another softbox to the front as a key light. So what I'll do is switch each light off so you can see how they work in unison to create the image. The backlight is harsh and gives us some subtle hotspots on the face, giving kind of a halo effect. The key light to the front fills in the areas of the face that aren't caught by the backlight, and the fill lights above light the rest of the scene with even flat lighting. This is a basic 3-point lighting setup. I mean, it's nothing fancy, but it's an easy way to get a more professional look to your videos. But hey, that's just one way to light your videos. Let's check out some more. The one that most of you have probably been using is natural light. You know, just going outside, sticking your camera up anywhere. Now this is totally acceptable, but there's a couple of things you can do to make it look better. You can use a bounce card to bounce the harsh sunlight away from your actor's face. This will minimize the shadows and also keep the sun out of your actor's face. This can be as simple as a piece of white cardboard, or some tinfoil wrapped on some cardboard, or a pro one that easily wraps away for easy storage. You can get these on eBay for fairly cheap. Now if you want to go all low light and dramatic, you can also just use one harsh light pointed away from your subject. This will bounce off the wall and create a pretty cool contrast. If you want more of a Sin City style look, just point that same light straight at one side of your actor's face, change it to black and white, and bam! Instant noir lighting. As you can see, you can really go nuts here and create whatever scenario you want. And you know what? You can even light your scene with any light source you like. Hell, in my zoom tutorial, the only light I had in this shot was the TV. In my explosion tutorial, I achieved this shot out here by using my normal outdoor house light and a torch on my iPhone on the ground that was pointed up at me. So that brings us to another point, gang. If you don't have studio lights, use what you have. If you have a bunch of lamps in the house, just grab them and put them around your shot. You ever wonder why on movies and TV shows they have so many lamps in the scenes? Well, it's called practical lighting, and by that it means that it's a light that's part of the scene itself on screen for all to see. So don't get all bummed if you only have lamps. Even the big guys use them. Now depending on where you place your lights around the actor's face, you can create a whole new bunch of effects. As an example, if I move this light around my face, you can see we have a whole bunch of different shadows cast. And by using harsh light, we get these harsh ray trace shadows. But say we use a light with the diffuser filter like this softbox light and do the same thing, once again we have a totally different set of looks. Now one last thing I want to talk about today is something you guys have asked about, and that's called volumetric lighting. So what's that? Have you ever seen a movie where they turn on a flashlight and you can see that thick beam of light shoot out that you never see in real life? Well, that's volumetric lighting. Basically, the reason the light shows up is because it's reflecting off the air in the room. And why is it doing that? Because before they started shooting, they turned on a fog machine and pumped a whole crap load of fog into the room to thicken the air, thus giving the light something to reflect off. I've got a fog machine here, so let's give it a shot. So now if I turn on the lights, you can see we have a bit of that visible light beam happening. But hey, if you don't have a fog machine, I'm sure we can fake it in After Effects easy enough. I might have to make that episode now. Damn. So that's what it feels like to request something. So guys, that's a quick overview on lighting your scene. Like I said, there is so many different ways to light your scene and a host of different lights to light that scene with. So pick the one that's right for your scene. If you want soft and subtle light, maybe a softbox light is right for you. If you want harsh contrast light, maybe a spotlight is right. And if you want something that can act as both, why not grab an LED panel? You can even make your own for real low cheap. Mike over at Film Masters has an episode dedicated to building an LED studio light from scratch, so check that out here. But that's another masterclass done, gang. If you want more of these, be sure to like the video, tweet, share, all that jazz. If you're new, join our ever-expanding cinematic universe by hitting subscribe, and stay tuned because next week is our last video of the year with our 2015 show reel.